Good morning everyone, Andy here, Forest Dean Runner, and thank you so much for coming back and watching week number 3 of my half marathon training series. This week's going to be slightly different, as you can see by the title. This week is more about injury management and prevention. As my daughters would say, because they love the film Trolls, life isn't always cupcakes and rainbows. Well, you can apply that to running. I normally get struck down with some kind of injury, niggle or whatever later in the training plan, but on Sunday night I thought disaster had struck, and I just want to talk to you a little bit about the mental state, what happened, how it came about, how we fixed it, and luckily how on Wednesday we are out doing a session. So let me tell you a little bit about the injury. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of history. I suffer with back problems a lot. Most of the time at some point, there might be a very rare occasion where I don't have back pain, but on day-to-day life I normally have some kind of back issue, whether it's mild or major. And for the last 6 to 8 months in particular, I've had a very lower back into the top of the hip, spasmy type of pain. Now, I've managed this, I've rolled it, I've stretched it, I've done all sorts. But obviously there's an underlying issue there, and if I'm honest with you, I've never got it sorted. On Sunday night I got a little bit fed up and I thought I'd do a hip stretching routine, so I did. Now, I stretched all my hips out and I got to my TFLs, which, if you don't know where your TFLs are, they sit kind of on your hips to the side, and they were excruciating. So I rolled them out, rolled the one out, eased off, felt good. Did the second one and felt great. I stood up, walked upstairs, and my back just went into spasm and I dropped to my knees on the bed, and just I couldn't move. I was all jittery, my back was jittering for about 5-10 seconds, and then it kind of just stopped spasming and just tightened up, and it was excruciating. And I thought, oh my goodness. And you know what goes through your head when you're running? Sam Running, if you don't follow Sam, he's a great runner over in Australia, and he hit the nail on the head with his injury. He said, from 1 week when you're feeling fit and healthy, you're thinking about the times you're going to hit the goals for the workouts and all of that, and then the second you get injured, you're just thinking about when you're going to run, and that's all I could think about. I thought, oh goodness. So first thing I did was I messaged Chris. Chris runs a business around here called Add Fitness, and he's an NKT specialist, which is a neurokinetic therapist. Now, NKT specialises in muscle chains, getting your muscles working, if your muscles are switched off, getting the whole chain of muscles working. So I said to him, mate, I need an emergency appointment today. I actually stupidly tried to run on Monday morning, had to cut it short, it was horrific. Hurt too much, I was shuffling like an old man. And anyway, I did get some footage from seeing Chris. And it basically, long story short, I was running very badly. I was putting a lot of load on my back. So when you're running, you have this kind of like rock and roll motion. It's very minor, but you kind of dip in one side, going up the other side, dip in that side, going up. It's hard to show you when I'm holding the camera, but you're dipping and going up, and it's very minor, but that's what you're meant to do, and your obliques are meant to hold you. Well, my obliques had completely switched off, and my TFLs were doing the job of the rocking, so my hips were rocking back and forward, hence why there was so much load on my TFL. So when I released them and my obliques were off, my back just went, whoa, what are you doing? Oh, we've got nothing here to stabilize you. So it just didn't know what to do and went into spasm mode. So Chris thankfully sorted me out. It's still not right now, however, it's kind of back to what it was before. I am going to be working with Chris for a few weeks now, I think, to get myself back to normal, get myself pain-free. Anyway, let me show you a little bit of footage from Chris, and then we can talk about how I've got to the point today where I can do a session. might recognise this scene from the first week. So anyway, Chris has fixed me up. He's awesome. I'm going to link his business in the description below. If you have any NKT specialists around you, I highly recommend you seeing them. So he's got me doing some functional movement, some functional exercises to get my body used to the movement that I should be doing when I'm running, rather than running like I've got a rod up my back and just going side by side, that rocking and rolling motion. I've over-exaggerated that on the warm-up this morning to get down here and see how I felt, and it felt amazing. I feel good. It's enabled me to tackle the session. So the lesson I've learned, guys, is not to instantly panic. There are different types of injuries. There are injuries where you might rip a muscle, tear a muscle, injure a tendon, ligament, but there are also functional injuries, and that is exactly what I had. Something that my body just went, no, it's not happening, you're not using the right chain of muscles, and it's about going and getting that sorted. Chris has enabled me to run today, I hope. We'll see how the session goes. I can't thank him enough. I can't wait to see him next Monday and get this on the road to being sorted. But that is a big lesson learned, guys. If you are injured, if you are feel any niggles, get it sorted straight away. I was on the messenger to him within an hour of it happening, seeing him the next day and doing everything I could to fix it. So anyway, that's enough talking for me. We're going to hit the session. We're going to see how we do today, see if the injury has healed enough for us to get some good times. I'm going to take it easy the first set. The workout today is the same as week 1, 200 on, 200 off, 200 on, 400 off, 400 on, 200 off, times by 4. So let's see how we do. Right guys, long way down for me. So, workout done. I was dreading this workout for 2 reasons. Number one, it's so blooming cold, and number two, James messaged me yesterday and said he'd woken up with a lurgy, and I was like, oh, unlucky mate, and I woke up this morning with such a tight chest. So I've been coughing up a load. My heart, I can feel, has been working a lot harder this time than the first week. However, that might just be because we were quicker, or it might be because we were feeling a bit under the weather. So let's go through the laps. History, activities today, laps. So yeah, we're under the weather. So first 200 was 39, second 200 was 36, and then first 400, oh wow, first 400 was 113. That's insanely quick. Then 200 was 36, 36, and then 111. Flipping Nora, maybe I'm not under the weather, maybe my 400s were just taking it out of me. Oh wow, 200, 34, 35, and then 115, slowed down. That's still good though. And then last set was 36, 35, and 113. Wow, so maybe I'm not under the weather, maybe I was coughing up and working harder, but those 400s were brilliant. 200s were pretty standard, so the first one was horrific. But 36s and 35s are the rest, which is what I've been running normally. But 111, 113, 113 and 115 for 400s. I'll take that, guys. Okay guys, so a quick summary of the workout. I felt good, it went good. At the last set, I started to feel my left hip tighten a little bit. So I knew at that point that I was slowly starting to maybe push my luck. So I'm delighted to have got through the workout. I've walked to work this morning as a bit of a cool down. It's about a mile from home, as well as a 2 mile cool down I did. I just wanted to keep things stretched and moving. My left hip is a bit tight, I'm not going to lie. As I said to you in the beginning, it's not all cupcakes and rainbows. I'm going to be managing this injury well. I think I'm going to not run tomorrow. This is going to be my second week out of the 3 that I'm only going to be running 4 times and not the planned 5. But I think it's sensible. I think I need to take it easy as I am coming back from Sunday and just going to be trying to manage this. So what I'm going to be doing now, guys, is doing a bit of light stretching now after this, and tomorrow just very, very light stretching, very precautionary, but just keeping the joints loose, the hip and the lower back, keep loosening it up and just working hard. And then we'll go out Friday for our threshold session, see how we go, and Saturday long run. So To be honest with you, the times I thought were going to be bad. As I said to you, they weren't. The 200s were a touch slower. Got to bear in mind though, guys, that this is on trail, so I'm delighted. Maybe could have knocked a second off of each 200 and 400 if I was on the tarmac. So over the moon to be mixing it up. Did week 1 on trails, week 2 on tarmac, back on trails this week. Just want to keep that mixture in there, keep working hard on all terrains. Can't complain, can't grumble, guys. So anyway, if you've got an injury, if you can feel an injury, get it sorted quick, manage it, prevent it, do the right thing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. As I said, a bit different this week, but got to share everything with you, got to share the journey, positive and negative. A negative has turned into a positive. Fingers crossed we can keep this going. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, as always, give it a like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you later in the week for more running videos. Till next time.